What's good, YouTube? Y'all already know it's your boys. Them boy crazy. Y'all already know it's your boy Roy Rob up in this motherfucker, man.
I already know what's going on, man. Know it's your boy Cam Official. Anytime you see our face, you know it's time for another reaction, man.
Man, this right here, that White 50 Cent hates his son. I ain't gonna lie, this been going on for a long time, but it sparked back up probably like a week ago. You know what I'm saying? I know they was saying something about like he was getting 6,700 or something money. He was something like that, man. But
Somebody he want more money and that ain't enough and all this stuff. I don't know.
crazy. That's all I can say. Crazy. Don't be real. If it was
You get that right now.
real talk.
A month.
6,700, I'm cool.
I'm straight.
I'm so cool. 6,700.
Marquise have had a very public beef for the past few. 50 Cent and his son Marquise have had a very public beef for the past few years. He went as far as saying he wouldn't have a bad day if his own child got hit by a bus. 50 posted this bold comment under a photo of Marquise and Kyle McGriff. But when you learn who Kyle is, you might not be surprised about 50's reaction. Kyle McGriff is the son of the infamous kingpin Kenneth Supreme McGriff, who is currently serving a life sentence in federal prison for a long list of crimes. One of those being the attack on 50 Cent, which led him to being shot 9 times. So when 50 sees a photo of his son, with the son of the man that tried to take his life away, he felt no remorse. Posting up with McGriff in that photo was a huge sign of disrespect from
I ain't know all that.
I ain't swear I ain't know this.
That right there, hit me something new in that. Yeah, that is crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
Still, most people saw 50's comment as disrespectful and unimaginable, something they would never say to their own kid, no matter what. He took to Twitter to respond. I have zero ill will towards anyone living on this earth. The people Shaniqua's son looks up to and associates with is a reflection of the negative energy he embraces towards me. I paid his mother $1,360,000 in support to afford him opportunities I never had. Most people look at this and think, well, $1.3 million is plenty. I could make that work. However, his ex Shaniqua Tompkins sued him for $50 million, but not for child support, for allegedly burning down their house in May of 2008. He tried to kill me and his own child, said Shaniqua Tompkins, who miraculously survived the suspicious 4 a.m. blaze, which leveled the $2.4 million mansion in Tony Dix Hills, where she lives with the rapper's 10-year-old son Marquise and 4 relatives. She goes on to say that 50 threatened me on Monday that he was going to have someone visit me. Even the local fire chief, Larry Feld, knew something about the situation was weird when he said the fire was definitely suspicious because of the volume of the fire and how fast it spread. Now, this is an extreme accusation. It seems unlikely that 50 would burn his own house down just so his ex couldn't have it. Ultimately, the lawsuit never went to trial, and we got to hear 50's side of the story months later. The courts told her she had to leave, 50 said. It's kind of more like, if I can't have you, you can't have it. So you figure she lit it up? The interviewer asked. Well, I don't want to say that. Don't try to make me say something I don't want to say, 50 Cent replied. But the circumstances to it might seem that way. 50 says his ex burned the house down. Shaniqua said that he did it. The mystery looms still to this day. But 5 years later, we would get a glimpse of how bad 50's temper actually is when a series of shocking text messages with his son were released. Hey, I'm outside the house at the front door. I came to the front door. The lights went off. You lying? You outside? You fronting. I saw you looking out the window. Good luck in life. You're gonna need it. LOL, you frontin' hard body now. How you going to see me when I'm in the basement, LMAO? F*** you. You are your mother's child. LOL, why would you lie about that? I need a blood test, cause that dick-sucking bitch you call mom was fucking the whole time. It's cool, I will never go out my way again. You disrespectful little motherfucker. LOL, you never do. I don't know not father that doesn't even call their son for his birthday, or get him a gift for his b-day or for Christmas. You are your mother's child. I don't have a son anymore. To no surprise, people were mortified at these messages, confused how a father could speak like that to his 16-year-old son. How did it get this bad? It seems like 50 went out of his way to go visit Marquise, then Marquise didn't come to the door for some reason. Seems like an odd situation, and possibly an overreaction, but we never got any more details from it. However, Shaniqua went to the press a year later and said that 50 hasn't seen his teenage son in 2 years. 50 also didn't go to Marquise's high school graduation in May of 2014. Apparently he wouldn't even call on his birthdays. This became a reoccurring theme, where Shaniqua would go go to the press and publicly air out their relationship issues. 50 claims she is crazy, bitter, and entitled to money and fame just because they have a kid together. But the caveat to all of this is that 50 was contributing money to her and Marquise. A lot. $1.3 million in child support. An insane amount of money, which ended up being around $6,700 per month. But Marquise says it wasn't enough.
It's $6,700 a month.
Okay.
That's not, in my eye, it's not a lot of money. I've seen a lot of money. That's not a lot of money.
Now, New York City is the most expensive city in the world. So let's do some quick math. In New York City,
You better move.
Come to the M, gang. Come to
to
the
the M.
Come to the South, homie.
You can get you in that little apartment about 13,
About
14,
13, you know what I'm saying? You might squeeze one in by 11.
Man, he can 67 a month, you can get you a little 15 on the joint.
Man, come on. I ain't let two bands on.
Hardwood floor, marble counter, you straight.
Man, you get you on 2 bands still at 4,700 though, bro. You tripping.
Get you a little scat pack or something.
Man, you sit down somewhere.
Get you a little scat pack with insurance. How much that is? Probably about
There's another rack.
another rack. What you gotta live after that?
37.
Man, you good.
Good, I'm telling
You straight.
you. 37.
is entitled to be supported by their parents until the age of 21. 50 and his ex split up in 2008. Marquise turned 21 in 2019. So 50 would legally have to pay support for 11 years. 50 said it was $1,360,000, so that would actually be $10,303 per month. But Marquise said it was just $6,700, which is a huge difference. Kind of weird, I don't understand the discrepancy, but
Like them folks said, more do probably, you know what I'm saying?
Look,
Like, give me like 3 of them things. I just need about 3. I need about 3.
go with $6,700. The average cost of rent in New York City in 2009 was $2,400, and in 2019 was $3,200. Let's just call it $3,000 rent for a 2-bedroom apartment. For cost of living, we can go $300 for utilities, $100 rent for a 2-bedroom apartment. For cost of living, we can go $300 for utilities, $150 for internet, $750 for car payment.
$150 for internet? What type of internet y'all paying though?
Y'all ain't got time.
I'm talking about y'all, but got the Comcast channels and some bullshit.
Man, them folk got
You can also just ride
Comcast and the Xfinity and with direct mix in them.
Y'all mixing some up in that mother.
dollars rent for a 2-bedroom apartment. For cost of living, we can go $300 for utilities, $150 for internet, $750 for car payment and insurance. You can also just ride the subway. That's $129 per month for an unlimited Metro card, $1,000 for food, I don't know, $700 for clothes. We just got up to $6,000, and as you can see, I overestimated on all these expenses, and $6,700 is still enough money. And that's not even including another potential $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 per month that Marquise's mother could be contributing. I think we can all agree $6,700.
Get you a job, what? Bro, if you getting $6,700 a month, that's just from him.
Alright, give me a little part-time. Add me a little 500 I'm being ready because he had a little part-time 500 every 2 weeks, but that's 7,700. 7,700. Being real. That's 7,700. You just go do you 4 hours a day. It's another 1,000, 2,000, not 2,000.
What's confusing me is, okay,
Hold on.
what's confusing me about this whole situation is, I'm like, okay, he was paying child support. You gotta stop paying child support when your child turn 18. So I'm trying to figure out, he been paying this ever since they split.
Yeah, and then he had to pay the 11 years.
And he had to pay the back pay.
Yeah, and the back pay I guess
Okay.
was 1.3.
Okay, I get what you're saying. He had to pay the little back.
Yeah, he got still gonna run out, regardless of how you do.
No, I'm talking about my boy 50. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I ain't talking about. Oh boy, I'm trying to really figure out, like, okay, you getting this money, but I'm trying to figure out why he saying it ain't enough. You know what I'm saying?
My dude, crazy. This I'm being real.
But see, I'm gonna be real. What it really is, bro. People get used to
A lifestyle.
a certain lifestyle. They don't want to go back. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I feel you. But you can make that work, bro. Don't sit up here and say it ain't enough or you can't make it work. Because you can, bro. It's just the fact that you might not be living how you was used to living. But you can still make it work, homie.
She said, honey, it's a lot of money, though.
Bro.
Sheesh.
Bro, we had it my 6,700. Bro, I know so many folks.
That's
Oh my
crazy,
God.
dog.
That's
You
more
might
than enough.
say 7 band.
67, bro, like you said, get you 6,700 a month, though. And that ain't even working. Then get you a little job, like a little part-time. Like
Get you another band or 2 on top of
Man,
it.
come on, fool.
7, 8, you done $10,000 a month.
Man, you be living good.
Come on, bro. Man, come on.
Man, you might trip.
Plenty. But Marquise didn't exactly say it wasn't enough money, it just wasn't enough for the lifestyle he expected to have.
Raise a celebrity A-list child.
Support. I paid $350,000.
Your child is not me.
Brother.
Your child is not me. Your child never been on a private jet before. Your child don't get fly like me.
Marquise thinks that since he is the son of a rap superstar, that he deserves a certain lifestyle. He says he has been in 13-bedroom mansions, flown private jets, traveled around the world. Why should he have to go back to living an average lifestyle? Most people are calling him spoiled, entitled, but Marquise denies that.
So when he paints
But
it,
see, this is my whole thing. I don't mean to keep popping. How you expect to, I don't know if this gonna make sense to you, but how you expect to live like a A-list celebrity child, but you don't even mess with your dad? You know what I'm saying? So, I'm trying to figure out how you expect to still live in that way, bro, and you ain't trying to get your own money, is what I'm saying.
And then you gotta realize, man, even though they ain't got the relationship, bro, 50 been in so many movies.
Yeah, so, you know,
shows.
so I'm like, bro, he's not responsible for you living like a A-list celebrity child, dog. He's not.
Unless you act like your child and you
Unless
put in
your
the work.
real deal was, yeah.
No, that would come with you. Act like your child and you put in the work.
You pretty much saying, what he really saying is, he need to be paying me a certain amount of money for me to live like a A-list celebrity
How he used to
child,
live.
how I used to live. That's how much you owe me. It's pretty much what he's saying.
So you know
Let me
he
tell you-
want that 50 bands a month.
Let me tell you something, bro. Most kids ain't even getting nothing, dog. No child support. You get what I'm saying? Folks gotta
Rich kids too
understand.
ain't
I don't be
getting
want to hear that. Well, you gotta understand this how they was raised and this how they grew up. They used to this. I don't be want to hear all that, bro. Cause understand everybody didn't grow up like that. But bro, you got kids that ain't never seen a child support check from their daddy, bro. Never.
Mm-hmm.
Or they probably did make a couple payments, and they ain't see nothing else. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Get that little 120.
120, man. You know what I'm saying?
Get that little hot dog money.
Man,
every
you
month.
got that, bro. You got daddies I heard did a real deal, not get a job just so they wouldn't have to pay child support, dog.
Mm-hmm.
All type of stuff. And you complaining about $600-700 a month, bro? I ain't trying to hear none of that. What he talking about at all? Man, I ain't trying to hear none of that, bro. Cause at the end of the day, you can go out here and get your own paper. If you were really out here getting your own paper like that, you wouldn't even be tripping like that at all.
I'm trying to say what little bro got going on. Like, what you doing to get cash in the
What are you doing? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What are you doing? Because you can't be doing too much. Cause if you ain't living like how you want to live. So where your bread coming from? Man, I ain't trying to hear none of that. You 25 years, we the same age, dog. And you expecting this man to support you? Man, get out of here, fool. I ain't trying to hear that.
entitlement shit out in the public. He's entitled. Bro, I could have went to school and flunked out 5-10 years, and I didn't. Because I'm not entitled, and I do not care about no bread, bro. And if I really care about some bread, I'll be kissing his ass.
Based on Marquise feeling like he needs to live a certain lifestyle, being the son of an A-list celebrity is literally the definition of entitlement, which is believing oneself to be inherently deserving of privileges or special treatment.
Entitlement creates resentment. If Marquise asked for a pair of Jordans on Monday, his mother would make sure they were on his feet by Tuesday. It still didn't make him happy. Instead of being excited to rock his new pair of Jordans, all Marquise could think about was all of the retro Jordans he didn't have, all the different flyaways and colors that weren't in his closet. When he should have felt gratification, all he really felt was disappointment.
50 wanted his son to work for his own money, not just live off of his father.
My issue with Marquise wasn't that he wanted all those sneakers. When I was a kid, I wanted sneakers too. The difference is that I was willing, make that determined, to do the work necessary to obtain them. I wouldn't for a second want Marquise to have to resort to the type of work I put in to get my kicks. At the time, I perceived selling drugs as the only viable option in my environment, so I pursued it. Marquise has so many more options in front of him than I ever had. I just needed to see him pick one and put in the work.
The saddest part about this back and forth is that it seems to have done damage beyond repair for the two.
50, you love me, son? I used to. You ask yourself how long, a complicated question would say, how long can you love something that don't love you back?
You can hear the pain and disappointment in 50's voice. Although Marquise is going viral for being ungrateful, it seems like what he truly wishes is to have a relationship with his father. Marquise wanted his dad to be there for him emotionally. He claims he doesn't care about the money. It doesn't make up for the missed birthdays, not going to graduation, never visiting. Of course 50 is super famous and extremely busy, but you can understand why the boy would feel the way he
But
does.
see, this be my whole thing though, bro. And I ain't saying he don't feel that way. I ain't saying that. I don't know how you feel, none of that. But you can make videos and do all that other stuff talking about exactly what you said you don't care about. If you saying you don't care about the money, why you on live and you got all these videos talking about the money?
I'm supposed to lead this lifestyle.
You supposed to live this lifestyle, you supposed to do this and that. You had a whole rant about that, but then at the end of that live or video, whatever you want to call it, you said, I don't care about the money, bro. If you really didn't care about that, that wouldn't have even been a topic at all.
Real talk.
And like, let's be real. That wouldn't even be a topic. You would have strictly just been on like, man, I don't care nothing about that. I just want to have a relationship. I just want this. I just want blah, 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 blah. I ain't worried about that. I get my own money. I just, wanted us to have a relationship. He don't want it, boom. Da, da, da. And went from there.
Yep. That's what I said.
People be want to play victim to a lot of stuff. I ain't saying 50 Cent was right in a lot of stuff that he did, but it was one of them situations where he feel this way because of this and his son feel this way because of this. And I mean, it's like that with a lot of us. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people probably don't have a better relationship with their father or sometimes their mother or just a parent in general. And it's because they feel it one way and you may feel another way. It's not saying both of y'all right. Both of y'all probably got faults in whatever the situation is, but it's you basing it on how you feel. You know what I'm saying? But when it come down to that, I don't care about the money. You care about the money.
For sure. Come on, dog. Come on, man.
Just ruins his argument when he starts talking about money. Parents show love in different ways. Some fathers provide more financial support than emotional support. Some people think that mothers are supposed to be the emotional support for the child. All parents raise their kids differently. There's not one right way to do it. The most toxic part about this whole situation is that instead of talking to each other, they air out their differences on Instagram Live, radio interviews, and through TMZ. 50 is known for being petty, trolling, sarcasm. Marquise is the same way. They are making light of serious situations for the public to have a laugh, or for some Instagram likes. One thing we know for sure is that the only way this will ever get solved is if 50 and Marquise finally decide to sit down and talk everything out, privately, off of social media.
We're gonna get it up, dog. And I want to know what caused the problem, though.
I don't really know.
Because I don't know the real backstory of what really caused
like
it.
that little situation that they had at the beginning of the video with when he would text his son about opening the door and all that. I remember when they kind of happened. It was years ago. Yeah. But I know 50, he used to always say like
he was trying to talk to him.
And he was like, his mother, I guess, made him look at 50 in a different way. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I guess he called him, you your mother's child, blah, blah, blah. You turned your back on me and all this stuff. So, I don't know, bro. Like I said, it probably was a situation here like, man, all right, that's how you gonna be, and it is what it is. And then it just transpired from there. And, sometimes stuff just continue to get worse. Because, it could have been a start of it, I don't know. And then it could just escalated from there. And then Marquise probably feel like, you ain't been here for my birthdays, you ain't calling me, you ain't doing this, all that type of stuff. That still gonna hurt you, I'm just gonna keep it all the way above. So.
And that's why I said I wonder what made 50 just be on some, I ain't coming to your graduations, I ain't coming to your birthday. It had to be something.
I ain't gonna lie. I think 50 just that type of person though, like if he feel like he ain't rocking with him, he ain't rocking with you. He don't care who you is. I just think he's that type of person.
Post they on like when Pop Smoke made this song, that Mini Man, he was so proud of Pop Smoke, he wanted that to be his real song.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be real though. Deep down, bro, you can tell that he probably doing stuff like this out of hurt too. Yep. You know what I'm saying? it ain't right, but it is what it is. And the reason why I say that, because he said about Pop Smoke, his other kid, you know, he got other kids, you know, like other sons and stuff like that. He be around, and then
That's just his first son. Huh?
that's just his older. That's his first son. And then in the show Power, he had a son, and he killed him in the show. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "You don't deserve to be my son." You get what I'm saying? So it's like he throw a lot of subliminal stuff in there. You get what I'm saying? Because in the show, he killed his real son, but he took somebody else's son under his wing, and he really wanted him to be his son, if that makes sense. So it's like a lot of subliminal stuff in there. So you can kind of tell he probably do feel like, man, why my
That
son
boy fit
be
got that
hey, and so it's messed up though, man. I hate that. I ain't gonna lie. Like overall, it's a messed up situation. But you know what I'm saying?
My boy 50.
Shout out my boy 50, Marquise, you know what I mean? I hope you find out what you can do to, you know, get this
Get you extra
cash,
money,
you know
and
what
you
I'm
been starting
saying?
the YouTube channel, some of my boy, shit, I ain't gonna lie, Lil 50 ain't finna give you nothing now. You know what I'm saying? So,
When it dry up, I mean, I don't know what my boy, you might want to move to the M or something.
you might wanna put that hoover down there and grab you some Timberland boots, get you out of the concrete.
I'm telling you, man.
Construction
I
is something.
promise you can come out here, brother, real good.
Real good.
Real good, man.
But hey, man, if y'all like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you like the rest, don't forget to subscribe. It's your boy, the boy Crazy.
We out.